Hello, and welcome. I'm Monique Precious, serial entrepreneur and startup queen, and this is week 1 of my Start a Business from Scratch series, where I will be giving you my quick and dirty method for moving through this planning and pre-launch stage. So let's get to it. So step 1 for starting a business is to figure out what type of business you actually want to start. And how do you do that? Well, that could be a whole topic in itself. But I would recommend finding something aligned with your interests, your passions, your hobbies. For example, I used to be an avid reader, and I was obsessed particularly with paranormal romance novels. And I used to read that like 3 to 4 times a week. And so I started blogging about them, reviewing them. And I ended up monetizing that blog because I stayed consistent with that for a little while. Anyway. So step 2 is one of my favorite things to do, and that is research, market research. So you get free reign to go on social media, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, go into those hashtags, those keywords relevant to your industry. Find out about your competitors. What are they doing right? What are they doing wrong that you can do better? Look at ways that you can differentiate yourself in the marketplace. Look at all of that. You can spend a couple days, 2, 3, even 4 days just doing the research. And it's not only about the competition, okay? You should also be researching your target customers and finding them. For example, my fiance proposed to me a little over 2 months ago. And so I have been joining Facebook groups for brides, for weddings. And you know what? There is someone posting for wedding photographers, caterers, DJs every single hour, multiple times an hour even. It's crazy. There is a giant, huge demand, okay? So there might not be as much demand for your industry or service. However, you should be able to find breadcrumbs of customers asking for your service. Enough breadcrumbs where you could be like, okay, this is a good business. Okay, so step 3 is to develop a business roadmap. It is very general, don't worry, but after all of the market research you did, you should be more clear on the direction that you want to take. So what is the exact product or service that you are selling? So for me, I decided that I want to sell resin art. I want to promote my creative expression, and that is something that I've never done, and that would also hold my interest. And since I am also very passionate about crystals and metaphysical items, I will incorporate that into my resin artwork. And as a way of differentiating myself, it's perfect because handmade art is always unique and cannot truly be replicated. So it is perfect for this oversaturated marketplace. And I also like to just think about the future possibilities because I don't want to be pigeonholed into one thing. And so I think, maybe one day I could teach resin classes, gather artists together. I could make like custom high-priced pieces. So any and all of that can also be good. Okay, so step 4 is to create your business name. And think very carefully about this because your name is your brand. And it is very difficult to rebrand in the future after clients have become accustomed to your name. So you'll likely lose a few of them, lose money, and it's just a headache to rebrand in the future. So choose a name that encapsulates your current business and maybe even any future expansions that you might go into. And once you've chosen the name, make sure that you research trademarks, any competitors that are big names, because you definitely do not want to get sued, okay? And once you've established that there are no trademarks and you're unique from the competition, go ahead and reserve your name on social media and try to keep the same name because you want to be consistent, because once again, it is your brand, okay? Step 5, you're going to go ahead, create a logo, a website, get your LLC done, right? No, not at all, okay? That is going way too far ahead. People like to do all of that first, but I would recommend that you go on your social media and start building a following. You have to lay in some groundwork before you start doing all of the rest, because that is kind of part of your market validation process as well. Making sure that you can get followers. Now, if you have to have a website, I mean, if you're a blog, kind of makes sense. But if you're in a business where, let's say you're personal training or doing artwork like I am, well, yeah, just skip straight to the social media, gain yourself a following, and then when you're ready, you can launch and they'll already know and like you and trust you, and then they will buy whatever you have. With so much competition these days, people are less interested in the product or service you're offering and much more interested in who you are, what your story is. And so building that rapport with your audience is a lot better, because like I said in my first video, you have got to show yourself and you got to stop hiding. So go ahead and do that. And that is what I will be doing for week 2. So I will update you on my social media efforts then. So y'all have a good one, and let me know if you have any requests. I will of course be doing my weekly one on Mondays, but if you all have any requests for deeper details, I'll try to put one out on Thursday as well, okay? See you later, and make sure to hit that follow button, okay?